NAMM 2025, I'm here at Third Man Hardware with Dan, who you're the guitar tech for Jack, and you do a multitude of other things, I believe.
Yeah, so I help out. I tech for him on the road, but then also when we're off tour, we develop, I help him develop all the guitar gadgets and gear and pedals and everything. And, you know, it's a culmination of all the years of touring and the things that he's wanted to pull off on stage and in the studio. And yeah, we just try and translate that into something that other people can get inspired by.
Well, I find the gear very inspiring. I'm a big fuzz freak.
Yeah.
Also, I was here last year at the booth. Well, the booth is a bit different this year. It's very beautiful. Well done.
Thank you.
But this year was a big, or the last 12 months, let's say, was the big collaboration between Third Man Hardware, Jack, and Fender. Mm-hmm. So we've got some guitars we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah, totally.
They're down there.
How handy.
It's like we planned it. This is the Triplecaster.
This is the Triplecaster. So this basically is the culmination of around about a decade of Jack modifying and finding new inspiration in different versions of Telecasters. And each part of this has its own lineage of where he picked up an influence from. You know, for instance, the kill switch comes from the 2018, the first working with the Chip Ellis with the Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang guitars. And, you know, these pickups first came around, the filter sound that he ended up finding and custom tailoring it with Tim Shaw. And, you know, the banjo armrest that came in and, you know, contoured heel and the drop D tuner. And basically it's just kind of finding all the things that made him challenge and fight the guitar and find, you know, new fun ways to do things. And it ends up turning into this beautiful Triplecaster with all his favorite appointments.
I think it's great. The blue one, I'm just going to pick that one up now, Dan.
Yeah.
This is the one that I played last year here at the booth. Or is it?
It's slightly different.
No, it's not the one. I recognized it as I picked it up. It's not the one.
That's really cool. So this one is the factory one that's out for sale, normal stock storefront one. This here is really exciting. This is the third version, like the third prototype of his Blue Sparkle guitar that he's been developing on tour over the years. And so this is close to the one from last year. But if you'll notice, this one has the proper Telecaster head shape instead of he tried the Stratocaster head shape for a little bit. But this, it looks, I don't know, it's way more classic and way more beautiful put back to this. And then this, if you'll notice, they're covered pickups instead of the exposed pull pieces. And on the last version, they had the pickup rings to hold everything in place and mount it. But this one is pretty cool because it's mounted, rear mounted, kind of like an old Dan Electro style. So you can have this really clean front, very slick, no screw holes in the pickguard or around the pickups. And it just kind of adds a little bit of mystique of like, what are they? What do they do? Who is that?
I thought exactly that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on here? Because it's my job to know those answers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. And then both of the necks are a soft V profile, which started on that last Blue Sparkle, and then it ended up on this. But then this one actually has a slightly different taper where it's actually, there's a little less wood and it's custom tapered down here. Just a little bit different than this one. Then this one also has the semi-scalloped fretboard here.
Yeah, so the one that I played last year was fully scalloped, I think, from the 12th fret upwards.
It was actually scalloped pretty much the same way. It's almost like Ritchie Blackmore kind of inspired, where it's not the full fretboard. It's all in the wiggly jiggly bits.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Here.
But then all down here is all.
And when I first picked that one up last year, I'm like, oh, okay. I've never actually played a scalloped fretboard until that moment. It was easy. It was natural. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and there is something to it though, that even just seeing it and feeling it, you're gonna play the guitar just a little different. And you're gonna get this little extra side out of you. Where I always feel like the best analogy is like, if you put a Telecaster over your shoulder, you're one side of your personality. But you take out a all gold Flying V and put that over your shoulder. That's a different part of you. And that's what I like about changing these small elements to the guitar is it brings a little extra out of you. It brings you to another side of you. And yeah, you'll play a little different and have some new fun. Yeah. But yeah, so this will actually come out in very limited quantities. We're going to do a very exclusive run that's built by Chip Ellis and the Nashville R&D Fender shop.
Wow.
And so, yeah, stay tuned for more details on that. It's going to have a couple of cool bells and whistles that hopefully get people fired up.
I just assumed this was the one from don't drop it. Just assumed it was the one from last year because I didn't know that had been announced. And although
this is the first we've actually talked about it right now.
Wow, well, I'm having a moment because it's beautiful. And I like the Triplecaster in black, but I fell in love with that blue sparkle finish last year. And now I'm so happy to see that you've done this, but I'm disappointed that it's in such limited quantities. And you've got to really want it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all these features are very cool too. Like these blue sparkle dots, that's actually like a old Gretsch drum wrap. And it's like 3-hole punched and epoxied in there. So you can actually see that's a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, same thing, kill switch and volume tone, the secret little 3-position selector, and yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Dan. It's nice. I'm going to have to plug this in. I'm going to have to try it.
Please do.
Wow, it'll be... And what we got here? Bender.
Yeah, laser bender on it.
And what does that do for the people at home?
Ooh, this
and me.
This is a great gadget because you attach it to your strap here.
Oh, okay.
And then as you play, you can do this, and it'll do that B bend, and it'll pull on this mechanism here. And this is done by really brilliant guys down in Nashville, Joe 𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗠 Guitars. It's very lightweight. It's very intuitive. It's very smooth. And yeah, we're loving it. Absolutely loving it.
I think there's so much packed into that guitar, both guitars.
Yeah.
So much going on. And it's amazing that Jack can utilize all of that. Is it the one guitar that he needs to cover that vast years of back catalog?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about a Jack White set too, I think the thing people should know is like there's never any set list, right? It's off the cuff. It's what feels exciting and inspiring and living in the moment with the crowd and with the band. So he likes to play whatever song is in his heart at the moment, you know what I mean? So at any time the band has to keep up and be like, all right, cool, we're doing 16 Saltines, but oh great, now we're hopping into a Stooges cover, like buckle up, like let's go for a ride. So in this guitar and these, he has the ability to hop in and carry so many different sounds. And, you know, throughout his career over White Stripes, Dead Weather, the Jack White solo stuff, the Raconteurs, there's so many different tones and textures that you're trying to capture. And so that's why all this Third Man hardware stuff exists, is to try and capture like all this purpose-built stuff and having these options around you to make whatever noise you want, you know? Because these 3 pickups together, it's like, I've never seen anyone do that. And it's such a wide spread of sounds. Because the wide range, this is such a sleeper picker. I don't know why more people don't use it. But it's like you get that humbucker charm and thickness, but it's not as mushy, it's not as compressed. Like the low end's way cleaner and tighter. And it's really dynamic in that neck position. And P90. If
I had to have one pickup, it would be a P90.
Same, yeah. I love them. I love them. And what's cool is the P90 in this position, you actually end up using it. It's not like some people, the middle pickup is like the forgotten child that like, It's like, all right, well, what's the point? But it's like, this is its own little fire breather in the middle here that can capture a lot of great tones. Even when you roll the tone back on it, it's fabulous. So yeah, I mean, take it from
I'm going to take it in the booth and see what happens.
Please do.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, awesome.